Well, thank you very much, Stephen, and thank you very much to you at home for staying with us. We see some of the comments that you have on Twitter. Continue to engage with us here. We're still live at the Polokwane Correctional Services Center. Of course, we're speaking to 6 women who are incarcerated here. Of course, Women's Month are coming to an end in a couple of days, and some of them are convicted for serious crimes, including murder, drug trafficking, as well as theft as well. And they've been telling us their stories tonight, and we continue that discussion now. But of course, let's bring in Ma'am Bafedile Mukwena, who is a female unit supervisor. Ma'am Bafedile, thank you very much for your time this evening. I mean, you must have a lot of interaction with the female inmates. And talk to us about some of the challenges. I would envisage that the challenges that they go through are not much similar to those of the male inmates. Talk to us a bit about that.
Thank you, ma'am. We do have some challenges, especially when they are admitted, because they are having denial of being incarcerated. And then that leads them to be aggressive and short-tempered. So it's very hard to deal with them, because firstly, you must be a mother. Secondly, you must be a GCS official. But we are so fortunate because we are working hand in hand with our professionals. We are having social workers and psychologists. So we refer them for their services. So to us, it's no longer a big challenge, but we're still facing the challenges because they do differ. Some, they don't adapt the environment easily. Yeah. Some, they do. Yes.
I was having a conversation with the ladies a bit earlier on, and I mean, I spoke about, you know, how different it is, because obviously for some of them who have children, you know, babies sort of have to, you're breastfed by a mother, not by the father. So some of them have children. I mean, how difficult is that? Because that tends to work on anyone psychologically, where you have to leave your children behind.
Let me start with the pregnant woman. Those who are arrested being pregnant. Our policy says after delivery, when the baby is 2 years, they must separate the baby from the mother. So in other words, we're going to take care for that baby for only 2 years. But before 2 years, our professionals, maybe let's say while the baby is 1 year, 6 months, the professionals will be busy preparing the mother to separate the baby from the mother. And then we must bear in mind that they're going to take the baby to the place of safety. Okay. And then the mother will be left behind. So it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult for the mother to believe that I'm going to be separated with my baby. And then let's talk to the inmates who are admitted with a baby. DCS really is doing a lot, because those people, sometimes maybe the mother is not breastfeeding. Yeah. We'll make it a point that the baby is having nappies, is having formula, is attending the clinic regularly so. So according to me, really we're doing a lot with the babies. Yes.
Ma'am Dorothy, we're going to let you go now and just bring in Ntabi Singh. Ntabi Singh, we did not give you the opportunity just before we went to the ad break. I mean, is there anything that you regret, your story not really similar to that of Usisi sitting next to you, but similar in the sense that, you know, it was an issue where you decided to follow your boyfriend. Do you have regrets for what you did? You're now convicted for, of course, you know, robbery. And do you feel?
We shan me doing it. Ekiveku Jakarpavat. Ibiki Quabos. Like a kissing a manahanola. Nikinala manahanola, if you get runku, if you get hoka. Welcome.
At the time.
Welcome Hulori. Wokera Chelta Simple. Kuri Vili Chela Valley, Luri, Kinyokoya Parajuana, Kinyoko Padua Command. so le ka ha ene ba nkgala na problem ya ka be ke sa tied e batswadi ba ka ba bolela le nna e be ke no dumela mo bona mare ke shiftile mo le be ke no ra ba bolele selo so ke le ke felete ke le ka moke ka kgona go bona ke re ka mo kgona ke ra nako ya re o dutse kgona o tinagana gore wena motho o mang so ke kgona o tinagana botsebotse kore ke tholela le dilo tše re ke di dirile be ke koša le bana ba batho botlhoko ka banne ba bereka ga botlhoko e be le gore nna ne re ba lobiša so ke tipoditse gore sentšhe ke tekamogele gore ke nna mang e ke sena sela ke na selo ene ke tipoditse le gore he batswadi ba ka e ba bolela sentšhe ke ba thaedi
You know, Priska, you have children as well, a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old, I understand. I mean, we heard Mum Dorothy talk about the difficulties that women go through. At the time that you were arrested, your children, you'd left them behind. They were staying with family members, but obviously you're not there. That must be difficult.
Very difficult.
Probably especially for the 3-year-old, because the baby is still small and possibly have to grow up without mummy being there.
Yeah, it's very hard for me. It's very, very difficult. But at least now there is psychologists and the social workers. When I feel like I'm too stressed, I just go to the officials and then I ask to see them. At least they help me emotionally. They does.
You know what, I want to bring in Mpho Ramapala. Now, Mpho Ramapala, she was paroled in 2016, and she basically served 2.5 years in jail for theft. She was paroled. She now has is it a hair salon, Mpho?
A catering company.
A catering company, thank you very much. Mpho, 2.5 years for theft is what you served. I really want to talk to you about post-incarceration. You have a catering company. From what we've been briefed about, it's a struggle. Talk to us about that.
You know, you determine your path while you are still inside, how you want to go, how you want to live your life outside. Because prison might break you or might make you. So it's you as an individual to choose, when I go outside, what kind of life do I choose to live? With me, I think the support my family gave me and even the community that I'm staying with, the support that they're giving me. And with the catering company, I've employed some of the community members. Like, for example, 2 weeks back, we were busy with doing catering for an unveiling. I was using the community members, and the support, it's very good. Even though being in prison, it's very hard.
That 2.5 years must have been hard for you. I mean, just very quickly, Mpho, I mean, what led you to the life of crime?
I was introduced to it by my brother, because he once worked at the bank, and I don't know what he did because I was still young by then, and he got fired. So when I got the work at the bank, he told me that, you know what, to make quick cash, let's do this. They're not going to arrest you. Take example from me, I'm not arrested. And I believed him.
And you stole money from the bank?
And he's the one who was organizing the bank accounts that we can use. So I was only doing the transactions in the bank.
You know, we're really running out of time, but I mean, you know, Paul, what would you want to say to somebody? I mean, you have gone through the entire process. You committed a crime, you paid your dues, you're outside now, you're paroled, and you've started a catering company, you're trying to move on with your life. But obviously that you did not want to be in that situation. It must be hard trying to get that catering company going and getting people to believe in you as somebody who's been rehabilitated and is back in the community.
For people out there, I would like to tell them that crime doesn't pay. And you can tell yourself that I can do this, I'll never get caught, but one day you will get caught. Because I did this crime 2005 and we only got sentenced 2013. You can see it's a period of almost 14 years. And when it comes to convincing the client that I will do this job, I took upon myself that, you know what, if I charge a client 5,000, I'm going to tell the client, you know what, pay me 500 just to secure the date. Then the rest of the money you can give me on the day of the event, and it's working for me.
Certainly a good story to tell on your part, and I think the ladies also sitting here as well, looking at you to see that you know, perhaps after all of this you are able to go out and make a living. Mama, let me bring you in, Mam Doropi. Malemela, thank you so much for joining us. You are a clinical psychologist. I mean, the trauma. First of all, talk to us about the beginning of it all, the trauma of being incarcerated, knowing that your freedom is being taken away from you. Is there a different way that women react to men when they first come through these doors?
Thank you. As our women are the vulnerable groups in our society and even in our correctional facilities, we make sure that as professionals we assist them at a professional level, and their needs are very different from the male offenders, particularly because that when they come into the correctional facilities, they go through adjustment problems because when they are inside the correctional facilities, their freedom are taken away. And also the other challenges that mainly our women are facing is that of having mental health problems, and particularly them experiencing depression and anxiety being the most common diagnosis that we find amongst females as compared to their male counterparts. And also issues of women reproductive health. They are also a challenge when coming to our female offenders. And with females who are mothers, we experience challenges of separation anxiety problems, especially because they are the primary caregivers of these children when they are outside. And not forgetting issues of self-esteem, because when they are inside, because of being labeled as being delinquent by their family members, that to them makes them feel less of mothers, and also missing out on the opportunity of seeing the milestones of their children when they are growing up, missing out on school activities. So those are some of the challenges that our women are facing when comparing to our male offenders in our correctional facility.
And I mean, of course, you know, with depression and anxiety, possibly, you know, what would be some of the programs that I guess you would have to assist the female inmates through the process of knowing that they're going to be here for the time that they have been sentenced to?
Yes. Our approach to the programs that as psychologists we render to them, they depend on the needs of various women, and also through the assessment that we make with these female offenders, we are able to detect specific programs that are suitable for them. Like for instance, when we talk of female offenders, we would want to address issues of parenting problems. Hence, we have parenting skills as one of our main programs that we offer here as psychologists, and also anger management program, because mainly you find that when you go through their history, these are people who have went through domestic violence, and at the end they end up having this anger in them, which at the end leads them to commit this kind of crime. Hence, we put them through anger management programs and also life skills, and also not forgetting substance abuse.
Yeah. Ma'am Dorothy, thank you very much. We'll come back to you. Bongani, I just, would like to have a conversation with you. I mean, you were telling me that you have cut off your entire family. They were there for you when you had money, you say.
Yes.
I mean, how difficult is it for you? Because clearly the only support then that you will get is from inside this facility through the assistance of the Department of Correctional Services. You've cut off your entire family.
The support that I get from my family, it's only my siblings and my mom. Yeah. The rest, like my aunt and the others, they do visit, but it's not all of the people that I want them to come, because I have seen them that they are not supporting me more enough, because the only thing that they are looking forward to label me. And when they are labeling me through my kids. So it's very difficult for me to turn my eyes on them. Going back to them, I can't put myself in their shoes again, because there are people who cut me off immediately, and I decided myself that I can cut them off again.
Has the programs in here helped you to reconcile with that some of your family members never supported you when you needed them?
Since I've been in the program of the psychologists and the social workers, there is a lot that I have done, and I have reconciled with myself and my family. I'm fine with them. I'm not angry with them. I still love them as my family, but there is the other thing that I won't allow them to push me through that, because the only thing that they are looking forward, it was for money to my side. So I decided that I will cut that off. If they love me, let them love me the way I am, without money or with money. That's the only thing that I can live my life for.
Tidibadi, you said you have regrets. Do you feel that the programs have also helped you? I mean, you've been convicted twice. It's on issues of assault and, of course, of murder. Do you feel that there's something, I guess, in you that has changed through the programs that the Department of Correctional Services is offering?
Hona because bangwibile ka mathomo azanga tsena ka motronkong, so ke patetse fine. So no, since ke tlamo yo ka ithola gore ke tshola ile ya hore henke be ke sabe ka thoma ka bolaya motho, because he ke itebeletse no ko family ya ka hona le ba lore ke ba swabisa.
Tidibadi, what did you, I don't think you ever dreamt that you would be here one day. What did you want to become? I'm sure there's something that you aspired to do. Kunali something that Tidibadi wants to.
Ke motho rata business, o rekisa. Ga o rekisa
ke bona gore o sales lady.
Yeah, nka o rekisa metsi o utla ka ro nwa nthe e right ka ho bolela ya ba sharp ke ntho e ke ratang.
O khona o convince batho gore
yeah ntho e so e ka tsamaya so, but wana ba nong ke bona hore 6 years o go inang ka motronkong ke ntho engwe ke sala ke tswa ka mo le hona le mengwaga e ile a go bona morao, mara ke rapela modimo ka re se sa shule ena o tsene a tswa a khono tswela pele ka bophelo ba hae o re khothatsa gore le rena se ne re nya go ba sona re tlo khono ba sona here ya ko ntle.
Tidibadi telling me there that she too had dreams, as she sits here, she seems very convincing in terms of, she says she loves business and, she'd love to sell things here and there, and that's what her dreams were about. And unfortunately, that fateful day where she committed that crime ended up with her being here. But of course, those dreams and aspirations are something that still remain within them. Hlengiwe, I want to come to you. I mean, I'm sure you had tons of dreams. You wanted to do something with yourself, but today we're sitting here.
Yes, I had big plans. I was at the early stage of building my career, but immediately when I got arrested, my dream shut off. I'm only 4 months on my sentence. I'm still on that process of accepting. I'm very angry. So with the help of the psychologist, with the help of the social worker, I'm trying to adapt and I'm trying to move on and accept where I am. It has been a very difficult situation. Looking back at the fact that my child is not there, I have a 20-year-old child that I love so much, that I had plans with her, but now I'm no more there with her. I think now this is the moment where she needs me most, and I'm not there. It breaks my heart. And again, looking at the future plans that I had, at some point I felt like giving up. But then looking at her and hearing from the support of my family, I have decided to participate in the programs that are available in the facility. There's anger management. There's also courses where we're doing electrical engineering.
Yeah.
So with those programs, and now I'm trying to look forward in building my future, not giving up. At some point, I was very angry in such a way that I wanted to give up everything. But then now I'm looking at the fact that it's not all over. I can still build up something out of my life. So I'm looking at furthering my studies. I'm looking at working very hard and using all the programs that are available. I'm doing sewing as well. I participated in the Funda Mzansi book club.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like looking forward on doing the electrical engineering. And then on the other hand,
Yes.
since I have a big girl that I have not been there while she grew up, I would like to educate the youth when I go out here and make them to be aware that crime does not pay. Education is the best thing to do. And to be content, it's very important to accept where you come from. Be selective of the people that you walk around with. Do not copy, do not envy somebody that is there, that you're seeing somebody else got this, now you want to have it. Understand where you come from and who you are. And wait for the right time and work hard and just take things easy. Because if it wasn't for that, I wanted quick cash. This is where I am in my life now.
Yeah.
It's just difficult to pick those broken pieces.
You know what, ladies? I don't want to get emotional tonight, but it has really been a pleasure having you tell us your story here tonight. It's not something that we often get to do, is to come into a facility and be able to speak to women who have been through, yes, wrongs have been committed. And you're here to pay the price. Paul, you've paid that price. There is life after what has happened, but thank you very much for allowing us as the SABC to give you that platform to tell your story. I don't want to get too emotional, but thank you very much this evening for being so brave to tell us your story. Some of you still may have long sentences to serve, but I guess you have to be strong, and I guess with the help of the Department of Correctional Services, you will be able to get through it. Hlengiwe, you're 4 months into your sentence, and you've admitted that you've done wrong, and I guess you would be able to carry through for the rest of your sentence. We appreciate your time, and we also thank the Department of Correctional Services for allowing us into the Bulukwane Correctional Services Center to speak to these 6 women who've been incarcerated here for very serious crimes, including murder, drug trafficking, fraud, as well as kidnapping. That's where we're going to have to leave it here tonight. Thank you very much for being with us. I've seen quite a lot of messages that have come through from you, the viewer, as well. Thank you very much for engaging with us on this special broadcast as we head towards the end of Women's Month. Good night from all of us.